And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm back in my studio. Oh my gosh, I am discombobulated too. What's going on? How are you all doing? And what a week I had in Martha's Vineyard. And we're going to do some photos, share some of the activities from it, give you some kind of like a review, and so much I've learned, and meeting so many amazing, popular people in the world of entertainment and film. It was an excellent week, and so I probably could take off that little. I guess I can leave it up there. Maybe not. Let's get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Today is Motivation Monday. Let's just put it back to Motivation Monday. There we are. That's what we're doing today. And so we'll be talking about those wonderful photos and stories behind the photos from Martha's Vineyard. And we had an amazing time. It was busy, nonstop, 14 to 16 hour days, working. But it was worth it all. And so I'm excited about bringing some of this to you guys, and had a wonderful time. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see. Hannah's in the building. She's in the building. She says, good, happy morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. Second with the silver is morning, everyone, says Lisa Seeley. And whoa, what's going on here with Adrian with the $20? Oh, wow. Supporting the platform. He says, bonjour. Are you in Paris? Are you in Paris? Are you traveling again? I see it said, whoa, yeah. Okay, Adrian. That's how we pay the bills. And so thank you guys. Thank you, Adrian, for that supporting. And I see here, Lisa says, is there film on the windows? Where is the skyline? You know what it is? It's my my shades are up and I don't have them down. I forgot to bring them down because my plants needed some light. So yeah, you can't see the city skyline. That's kind of crazy, right? How about this? Let me pop off. I'm gonna put the screen on like that. There we go. Hold on a second. And get that up. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on. You don't want to cooperate. Okay, let's get that in there. And so I have to bring the shades down. Okay, there we go. And it is bright. Okay. Now the camera should make those adjustments. The camera should be able to adjust now that I turned the camera off and cut it back on. And it's almost there. Okay, you almost got there. There's the city skyline. It's in the background there. So we're back. It's so good to be back in my house. So good. Martha's Vineyard is a beautiful place, but it is so good to be home. And it says, don't hate the player. Jazzy says, good morning, beautiful people. And if you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. Oh, you know what? Let me also get my little Instagrammers in here. The Instagrammers. We can't forget our Instagrammers. Okay. And yeah, let's do that. Okay. Touch Base Daily. Bum. And there we go. So now that is setting up as we speak. And so what have you been up to? What was your weekend like? I want to know. Tell me, what did you do for your weekend? How did you spend your Saturday? How did you spend your Sunday? How was your weekend? And so do share. I would love to know. As they say, inquiring minds would like to know. Remember that mantra? And yeah, put that in there. put that in there. Awesome. Okay, so I would like to know, what did you do this weekend? And then we'll talk about it. We will talk. We got lots of photos to go through though as well. So we'll kind of talk about a lot of things today. However, did you guys see what's going on in DC? There's a press conference going on right now. That's where I was. I have to leave it because I wanted to spend time with you guys. And because that's what we do here. And that press conference will be shown all day. It's about Trump's craziness in DC, shutting the country, shutting the Capitol down, and putting National Guards and getting rid of the homeless people and all the other. He's talking about all the other craziness. He's just trying to distract. We all know he's just trying to distract from Epstein. The Epstein saga. That's what's going on. Okay, so here we go. One more thing. Here we go. Yeah, so put in there. What did you do this weekend? Join us. Oh, okay. And perfect. And I got that there as well. Perfect. We got that on the screen. Nice. Okay, so what did you do? What did you do? Lisa says, I blame, Adrian's saying to Lisa, I blame you if this goes bad. Oh, goodness. Janet's in the building. Janet says, greetings all. Make sure you hit the likes. In the building. Lisa says, nope, it still sucks. All good, though. I have a visual memory of the view. Yeah, the I don't know. It just didn't adjust. The camera did not adjust. Let's see. There we go. Look at that. Hold on a second. Okay, it's trying to make some adjustments there. We'll see. Okay. Oh, Mr. B is in the building. What's up, morning fam? Mr. Brian Young, creative, is in the building. So what do you guys want to begin? Oh, I would like to. Elise. Let me know if you want to come on and talk about DC. I was like, should I send an invitation to Elise? Because I know DC. But Elise says, good morning. Jazzy says, I'm watching the end of the press conference. He is creating a non-existence crisis, as always. Yes, he is a liar. The clown is a liar. The clown in the White House. And Hannah says, Ron Foster, I was hosting out of town family again. Girl, you are always hosting. That's okay. I'm coming to the beach house. I'm coming to your pool house, whatever that place is. I'm coming to visit. Janet says, went to see Book of Esther at Jewish Museum, which closes today. That must be interesting, right? And Kelly A is in the building. She says, good morning, everyone. Jazzy also says, we have elected an absolute idiot to office. Who you telling? None of us are surprised by that statement. Charlene says, good morning, everyone. And I see the good morning is going to, hey, Anthony Rowland is back. He is back from vacation. He is here. And okay, I'm going to send my wonderful partner in crime the link. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, it's coming your way, Elise. It's coming your way. Because I know you have something to share about a better perspective about what's going on in DC. And it is kind of crazy. And but we love when Elise is on here and speaking and sharing about her perspective, what's happening in different parts of the government and what's happening in our world. Thank you. It's out there. Elise, you have it. Okay. And I see Hannah is saying good morning. And Hannah, can't wait, Ron. Hannah, your poster is right in the corner. I'm going to send your poster to you today. I already have your address, but I'll confirm. Don't send it on here. Just confirm with on my Instagram. And your poster from the Martha's Vineyard Film Festival, from artwork by Thomas Lockhart, is going to be in your box soon. So make sure you give me that information. Hey, Fifi's in the building. It's so good to see the gang is here. Fifi. Okay, Bryson is in the building. He says, "What's up, Ron? Welcome back, buddy. What's up, everybody? Happy Money Making Monday." Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Can anyone stop him? No, they can't stop the fool that's in the White House. They can't. They can't. The flight was excellent, but I flew in and we drove back. So that was much better. We had a good time to just drive, be on the ferry, relax, no crowds. The airports were crazy. So we drove back, which was great. Thank you so much, Hannah. Hannah says thank you so much. And good morning, Fifi. Jazzy says, "Not drunk lady Jean Shapiro at the podium. I'm done. See this, why I need to take a mental sabbatical from the news, because the 8 minutes of this press conference I have just seen has pissed me off." Pissed me off, she says. And Elise says, "No one is willing to stop him, Lisa. No one. No one's willing to stop him. Everyone is yielding. And now I'm all caught up. Let's bring, she just bypassed the door. Here she comes. Miss, our wonderful Elise. We're all together again. Elise, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. So first of all, how are you and all the craziness that's going on in DC? But how are you personally?
Look, I'm doing well, and the crazy is not going on in DC, it's going on at the White House. Let's be real about that. That's what that craziness
is. It's the White House, not DC.
Yes, it's like, you knew it was coming, right? You knew what he was gonna do at the big balls and whatever he's using, and any distraction he can use.
Any distraction.
And DC has it's funny because I live in DC. I walk around DC. My family walks around DC. We go to all the areas of DC, and just to hear the craziness. And I was like, what is it about Baghdad? First of all, those are all Stephen Miller's talking points.
Stephen Miller,
because he had them on the card, so he didn't know what he was talking about. He was just reading nonsense. And then he has pictures of people who were arrested. What does that have to do with what you're talking about, sir?
Yes, and also the stats. The stats were off. The stats are like from 2023 and 2022, and those stats. Washington D.C. crime is down.
Right. And so it was hilarious when he said, "Oh, they have someone and they've been faking the numbers." I said, from the man who just fired the woman that because he didn't like the job statistics. You talking about somebody
that he created. The job statistics that he created. He's the one that made people unemployed, caused those numbers to go up. More people related to the people that got laid off and lost their jobs or had to close their businesses. He creates problems.
Right. And violent crime in DC,
he's a hero to solve them.
Violent crime in DC is down. I have no idea where these slums are.
Yeah, where are the slums in DC?
I know, and I was like, what is he talking about? I mean, are there neighborhoods where people have lower incomes? Absolutely.
That's what
slums?
It is.
No, they're not slums.
There are no slums in DC. I have not seen any slums in DC.
This whole conversation just makes me want to just go and ride around DC and take y'all on a tour of DC house. It's like the white guy that's been doing the videos of, look at how unsafe is. I'm outside at 9:00 at night with my 7-month-old baby walking around. It's a white guy. He's like,
liars. He is such a liar.
And what's also ridiculous is because I watched from when he started talking, right? When he talks about, oh, they're in the police is facing this, but not black people.
Yes.
We get beat down. they don't hold back on violence against Black and brown bodies. We
No,
all
they
know that.
don't.
Or anyone that's with them and defending them or standing up with them, they don't hold back on that. We've seen white people, on the other hand, spit on them, hit on them, and steal their cars and drive off without getting shot.
Yeah.
So that's not happening in DC and whatever they are doing and all of these fake papers. You know, I took my walking tour to look at graffiti and murals in DC the other day, which is on a path that's kind of, the path that has people on, it's kind of secluded. But the reason, so the thing behind the graffiti, we want to be real about this. So
Yes.
if you watch that clip, there's that bridge that I told you in the video that I said I walked across, which is at the Rhode Island Metro Station.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like what it says about him and the muskrat.
and the muskrat.
That's what it's about. It's not about graffiti itself. It's about what people are saying, what they're stating their opinions that they don't like. It has nothing to do with the graffiti. That's why he's fixated on that, because people have been writing what they think about. Yes. And so you go, you know, I walked down the path. I walked all the way to Union Station. I walked around there with my daughter. There are homeless people every place.
Yes.
There's not a state in this country that doesn't have homeless people. There are homeless people in Texas. There's homeless people in all of these red states. Every place.
Louisiana has a whole lot of homeless people.
Right. And where she lives, which is not too far from downtown Austin, one of the housing projects is down the street from her.
Yes.
They have housing projects in Texas. They have housing projects in DC. And they talk about DC being filthy. Where they clean DC. We just had the street sweeper ride down our street this morning. We have regular trash pickups. It's not that. And it's just all lies and old things. And why they want to equate DC with all of these places is all to test the water. Everything is about testing the waters.
Mm-hmm.
So DC, and this is what I used to say about education when I testified on Capitol Hill, and I said it out loud. I say, you know, so we are the laboratory rats. So what they want to try out so that they can push it throughout the country. They start with DC, because DC we are a city. The federal part is in the midst of the city, but we're a city, but we don't have any voting representation on Hill, all of that kind of stuff. So they can kind of test things in DC, right? So they use DC to see how far people are going to allow them to go. Yes. Because in that conversation, I don't know if you heard it if you were listening to Don Lemon or anyone listening.
That was on Don Lemon, yes.
He started mentioning the other cities.
Yes.
Now pay attention to what he said. They were going to see about these other cities. So DC is the city where they want to pilot this, right? So all of a sudden you're going to let 800 National Guardsmen into the city, but on January the 6th, 2021. You refuse to let them, the city of DC, to bring theirs in. The state of Maryland and Virginia all reached out to him to let them in. He was the commander in chief. He had to give permission, because where the Capitol is located is federally controlled. That's the seat of the federal government. Yes. So because that's federal, they needed his permission. He took 3 hours without replying to that. And they did make the request, and he tried to allude to the fact that he offered to send 10,000 in, and somebody reviewed. He didn't say who it was, because he didn't say who it was, because he'd be liable if he said it, because he was lying. So this is just the test case. And anybody out there that's thinking, oh, this is a great idea, or he's showing them, no, he's showing you what's coming to you.
That's at a neighborhood near you, as they say.
It's coming to your state. I don't care what state you live in, where you going. I mean, to tell homeless people, first of all, I guess someone would have to take the message to the homeless people that they have to get out of DC immediately, and they're going to build some nice little camps. They're going to send, you know where they might build the camps? Near some of these farms that need farm workers, so that they can put them to work out there.
That's right.
Just think about the logic behind it.
You heard what's her name? Bondi, or her name is? Yeah. She said that. She said in her speech, well, we have enough people to work in the farms, because we have enough criminals in America to take those jobs. And
the other lady who talked about the healthcare was saying that they had enough people able-bodied people on Medicaid that they could put to
Yes.
work on the farm. So you're
Yes.
talking about they're going, and he said, and then we're gonna have nice places for them to go. We're gonna build these tents. Yeah, you're gonna build these tents, put near some farms so that you can put these homeless people to work out there. And you're probably gonna put some kind of device on them so you can track them. So let's be real clear about what's going on in this country. That's what it is. And this DC is the pilot. And as people sit here, and now Lisa said, can it be stopped? It won't be stopped unless somebody steps up to do it. And right now, there's no one who has the authority to do so that's going to do so. The Supreme Court is not going to say anything because he controls them. The legislative branch, which is our Congress, our House and Senate, they're not going to say anything. You see, Mike Johnson, instead of doing his job, ran away and went to Israel to put a piece of paper in the wall or something. I don't know.
To pray in front of the praying wall. Yes.
Right. So you're over there while children are dying and people are and journalists are getting murdered in Gaza. You're over there with your face against a wall doing whatever you do. And so that's where we are. And yes, it is, Anthony. This is slavery 3.0.
3.0.
And that's where we are. And DC, if you've been to DC, if you had come to DC last week, you would have walked around DC, nobody being chased down the street, murdered. You wouldn't have been hearing any gunfires randomly any place. None of that stuff. None of that would have occurred. And it's not occurring now. It wasn't occurring all weekend. We had one of our neighborhoods, Deanwood, which is, I guess, because the mayor had already established this curfew before he started talking, right? She had already established a curfew for young people. And so the gentleman, we have what they call ANC commissioners here. So they're the ones who operate within segments of the community. So the one for Deanwood said, oh yeah, they're out here. They had two men that they had who were out here doing absolutely nothing. One had already been released and gone home because they wasn't doing anything, and said we're waiting there. And he was actually there waiting for them to let the other man go because they weren't doing anything. So if they had any arrests, they were taking people who weren't doing anything. But we're sitting here watching everything that's been foretold by a lot of people.
Yes.
And certain groups of people thinking that, oh, this is great. It is not great. And it's not making America great. DC is one of the most beautiful cities in this country.
And it is one of the most beautiful capitals in the world.
Right. So I'm assuming that when he was talking, is he going to go and now start pulling up all the flowers that are around every place else?
Oh, he said, well, they did. They said they're going to put new medians in. They're going to redo the streets, put new stuff in. They're going to tear things up. They put a new tar down. He said, without disturbing the old tar. I mean, this is a whole, you see what's happening. I mean, you got the gold gilded, you got the gilded White House in gold. You got the big giant ballroom coming. This is.
So let me tell you a part of that too. So right now, DC has a major repaving project going on in the city. So I'm assuming he's going to take credit for it.
So he wants to take credit for it.
It's already been in process. They're already doing that. They're changing some stuff. They're doing lots of things. I don't know if he's going to come back and have them tear that out. I don't know, but they have a major resurfacing project going on now. I mean, if you come in DC, there are tons and tons of streets that are being scraped down and resurfaced because.
And I wonder where that money came from.
The Biden infrastructure bill.
Hello.
All of that's because of Biden's infrastructure bill. So people need to not forget that a lot of things that are happening around infrastructures and states and
around the country.
Cities, around the country is because of Biden's infrastructure bill.
Yes, right.
And that's what that bridges are being rebuilt, roads are being repaid, because of Biden's infrastructure bill, not because of Donald Trump, but because that infrastructure money was out there and they're utilizing that money. So DC is already doing those things. I mean, every street, every you go, 16th Street, whatever, is already being redone. They've been repaved. I don't know what else and like I said, he want to take credit. DC had already started a graffiti removal program prior to him even talking about it. So that wasn't just him. I think it's specific graffiti, because once I saw that video and saw that they showed that bridge, I knew exactly what they were talking about. I knew exactly what was on that bridge that was written about him and the muskrat, the pro women's choice. It also promoted women's choice, right to choose on that bridge. So there's a lot of messages on there on that particular bridge. So I'm waiting to see if it's going to be clean. And of course, what I plan on doing, the radical will be the one that's going out riding around to see what they're actually doing to the city as far as the graffiti part is concerned. Like, are they going to now go and try to clean that bridge up? And the graffiti artists come in the middle of the night. They hold that bridge. And even so, also to help you all understand, when he talked about homelessness people out of the underpass. So DC had already started their own program probably a year and a half ago, where they had removed people from under those bridges, especially some near the metro station. My husband and I was just talking about that and laughing, because one of the bridges on M Street, so they put lights underneath there that kind of hang down after they clean out an encampment. It's been well over a year ago, before he came into it. So he's going to start taking credit for, and what our mayor, who is now being complicit with him doing, what has already been in progress, and to allow them to malign our city council by calling extreme leftists.
Yeah, and woke. He called them woke this morning,
right?
In his conference,
and which he knows nothing about what woke means. But anyway,
exactly.
They bastardized that statement. But all of these things are things that have been in progress for a long time. Franklin Square used to have a huge encampment. You should see. I should go down there today and take a picture of Franklin Square before he claims that he did something. The way they changed that square after they moved out a large encampment is amazing. It's beautiful, and it was done. Probably it may be almost now, because that's what the bus I ride. That's where it stops. It stops right there.
So you see it every day. Every time you travel on the bus.
So all of these things that he's talking about, they've already done. It wasn't because of him. So if he says, okay, so that's federal property, so it was done when Biden was here.
Exactly.
So that particular Franklin Square was beautified while the Biden administration was in power. So were some of the others, kind of cleaned up. Like, they have to go in and clean all of those monuments and things that are in there. So all of those things were done. That particular one I know was done when Biden was president.
And wasn't some of those tent cities or little tent, they're not cities, but they're little tent areas, weren't they there during his administration before?
It was more of them there when he was
exactly.
They had the one. They had what my daughter always talks about, the one that was against Wall Street. There was a big tent city that used to be in the Franklin Square that I'm talking about. Used to be in that square, and that was huge. So it had the beautification of that square has absolutely nothing to do with him. It was already being done, and so it's living in DC. I can make people aware of what's been done already, that he's going to try to take credit for. Like, we have massive, we have one housing project that's still intact. It's called Cabrini Green over in Southwest. I'm not Cabrini Green. It's called Greenleaf. Greenleaf is over in Southwest. That was the last one. And they were already working to have the people move out so they can, quote unquote, fix it up and bring them back. Most of them, they're not fixing them up, so that a lot of them can't come back in there. But they have for years, this has been for years, gone in and kind of changed the environments around housing projects. And this one housing project is the last one to be done. A friend of my daughter is actually heading the development project of what's Berry Farms. They're almost complete with their project. They're rapidly moving their project. So all of this stuff that he's talking about, it's already been worked on. So he's not coming in to do anything new. What he's coming in to do is to show how him and his group of clowns are going to try to create more tension within the city, because they're going to be the ones creating the tension. It's not going to be It's not going to be what the people do. It's going to be what he and his people are doing to
Yes.
instigate all of this. But it's all to see. It's all their distractions away from the Epstein files.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
It's a distraction from those real job numbers.
Yeah.
All of this is a distraction from his incompetence and the incompetence of the people he has. So that's what all of this is. But it's also at the same time, it's also the test. Is about tests. What's going on in Texas?
Yes.
What's going on in Florida? All of this is testing how far people will let them go. And I still say people don't realize you have power. And if you don't look at this and take your power back, it's going to take you years to recover from these almost 7 months. It's going to take decades to recover from this.
Yes, but indeed.
If you don't do something, it's going to be even worse. But that's DC in a nutshell. It's not all
well. Let me now. Thank you, Elise. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. And we'll talk more about this on Wednesday or Thursday in our Touch Base Daily Trend Watch. But let's get to some of the videotape. So I'm gonna say goodbye to Elise, and we're gonna go straight to Martha's Vineyard Film Festival. Let's go in. I'm gonna share some of that stuff with you. Okay. And so where should we begin? Let me tell you. Since I will go with Oak Bluff, I will go with the Ralph Lauren. Let's talk Ralph Lauren. Hold on a second. There we go. Now, these are my photos from the Ralph Lauren event. And just to kind of give you some information, I still have more photos to add to it. But this was, let me just get this on the screen for you. Hold on a second. I had a good time at the Ralph Lauren panel discussion. And what was interesting about this, so many people showed up for this. It was crazy. There were lines to get into the Ralph Lauren panel discussion about Oak Bluffs, the Oak Bluffs clothesline, and what Ralph Lauren was doing, and to meet Mr. Peter Jeter, who is the designer of this clothesline, and then the history behind it. Also to see the short film that was associated with it. It was well done. Ralph Lauren, the folks at Ralph Lauren, they are a tough act to follow in a lot of ways. They are just so classy. I mean, their whole team was represented. The models were there. Their clothing were up. Their mannequins were there. They had these places where but let me just give you a little background. So it was called A Portrait of the American Dream. And it's called Telling the Story of Oak Bluff. And Oak Bluffs, make sure you put the S on it. Join an exclusive screening of A Portrait of the American Dream, Oak Bluffs, the story of a coastal haven for Black communities on Martha's Vineyard, and be part of a conversation on the importance of racial healing and building solidarity, presented by Ralph Lauren and the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. And you had the guests of James Jeter. You had Cole Brown, who's doing the she's the writer, director, and producer. You had David Walrice, I should say, and Valerie Jarrett, which was the director of Ralph Lauren Board of Directors and CEO, and the CEO of the Obama Foundation. And so I'll just take you to some of the photos I captured. And it was, again, the information. The film was excellent. Adrian sent me a link to the film earlier when we had the conversations 2 weeks ago. But getting the story and how they went through each of the towns, I should say that the people in town, to connect with them and to get their story and to find out their history about the island. So this is Mr. Jeter. And then you had The models. I want one of the models, and then this young lady. I don't know who she is, but they did mention her name as she came up to the. She was just socializing there, but she is supposed to be a big influencer when it comes to clothing on I think YouTube and Instagram. So and maybe TikTok, but she's a big influencer. I don't know her name, but everyone showed up. Every single I've never seen so many celebrities were hanging out at the Ralph Lauren tent event. And let's go to the next slide. And then this is the narrate, I should say the host of the conversation, panel discussion lead, and everyone was wearing Ralph Lauren. Everyone that came in was wearing Ralph Lauren. I mean, all the guests came. If they had Ralph Lauren, they were wearing it. And I saw some old school Ralph Lauren products that people were wearing. And but this is Valerie Jarrett, and she was telling her history of her family living on coming to Martha's Vineyard and being a part of the history of Martha's Vineyard. So and how also Martha's Vineyard was such a safe place for Black people, especially as they left the South or left some of the slave states or the southern states, and they migrated north and went to Boston, but they went into to live in Martha's Vineyard and had these amazing safe spots where they didn't have to worry about the woes of what Black people were going through in the rest of the country. And I see here, let's see here. True, we are opposed, tipping point for revolution. Okay, and I see here, and let me see what you guys are saying to me. The point I have said, and I see Anthony says he's a great person. Other clothes are timeless, style over fashion. I've always believed in that. Adrian will tell you. And I always say you take care of your clothes, and your clothes will take care of you. I used to tell Adrian that all the time when he was growing up. And I had my own massive Ralph Lauren collection. When I worked on Wall Street, I wore a lot of Ralph Lauren shirts and khakis and sweaters and ties. And I lived in the Ralph Lauren world. I'm far from that today. But that was my brand that I used to wear when I was working at the stock exchange. Hey, Dr. Tachi's in the building. I see you, Dr. Tachi. Good morning. And so also some more photos. These are just a couple of the photos. These are the photos that we send out to the press. This is one of the models. He's with his mom, and that was really cool to see them just they were just having hand play and just kind of like connecting together over there. And so I thought it was a good shot. It was such a great angle. And then also Valerie continues to share about about Martha's Vineyard. And this is, I do believe this is Cole Brown. Is this Cole Brown, writer, director, and producer? Yes, this is Cole Brown. And he was sharing about his family. His family was also raised. He was raised on Martha's Vineyard, and he is now a director and producer. So I photographed him with his other people for his short film that was presented at the Vineyard this year as well. And but it was a lot of history that I did not know. So something like there was a family, I forgot the name of the family, but they came in and they created a hotel, and they came with nothing, really nothing. And they started a hotel, and that hotel still stands to this day. And many people, many famous people began to visit this hotel, and Martin Luther King and Ida Wells and a bunch of folks, they visit Martha's Vineyard, and all the Black folks will say, because not all of Martha's Vineyard is Black. It's the Inkwell. is the sections on the Oak Bluff side. So there's another bluff on the other end, and it's all pretty much white. And but there are Black people sprinkled around Martha's Vineyard as well. But the main section where most of the Black people hang out is in the Inkwell, which is Oak Bluffs. And let's see here what you guys are saying. Lisa says, I saw this guy post and I agree with him. While we are paying a top dollar for these Ralph Lauren pieces because they are high KTSE for Black businesses, Black folks always want to ask Black businesses for a discount. It's the truth. However, no one asks anybody in the store for a discount. You don't walk into Tiffany's and say, hey, can you take a little off of this price? No, no one does that. Yes, respect prices. And they said he's a great person and his clothes are in timeless style over fashion. Like we got that already. And we got that one. Claire Slummers, own Fashion Bomb Daily. And also Dr. Ty says, I love the documentary on the Ralph Lauren YouTube channel. It is excellent. If you have not seen it, there will be a link to this on the video. Because I don't want to show it because it has the music and everything, so it will flag YouTube for showing it. So I won't be able to show it, but it is a wonderful documentary. Also, many of the folks that are in the documentary, there's only a couple of models sprinkled in. Most of the people in the documentary are residents. So all the people you see in the fineries of Ralph Lauren, the Oak Bluff line, are residents of Martha's Vineyard. So they're not all models. There's just a couple of models sprinkled in. Everyone else is a resident. And so they would joke and say, wow, there's so many gorgeous people on Martha's Vineyard. And Lisa says, yes, it has been improved upon. I will say the late 80s, early 90s was a bad time for a lot of major cities. Crime was high all over. Yeah, that was back to the last subject. Lisa, I wish they had a fresh air fund program to bring Black youth to the Vineyard exposure. You know, Lisa, that is something that would be good. That would be a really good thing. And I think there is something similar to that. I think if I'm not mistaken, I heard something refer to that in a way or hinted in the video. So check out the video. It is a lot of information there. But I know what you're saying on a larger scale. Lisa says, I have met Ralph and his wife, Ricky. They are tiny. And Dr. Tachi says, let us tell it all of Martha's Vineyard is Black. Yeah, most people think it is. Most people think, oh, Martha's Vineyard is all Black. But it's not. It's mixed. It's so many people from every background. Elise says, Lisa, that was the guy that Actively Black. I bought 2 of their t-shirts made from cotton from a Black-owned cotton company in the U.S. They were $60. Also, again, look at the clothing here. Let me see, but did I get a lot more clothing? This is Mr. James speaking, James Jeter. And again, more of this shots. And so these are just a couple of shots. There's much more. I'll have more of those. I just want to give you guys a taste of it. And then what we'll do on on the YouTube channel, I'll start to post more of photos. So that way you'll be able to see it in the YouTube channel here on YouTube. Okay. So that was a little snippet for you guys for the Ralph Lauren event. And it was, like I said, excellent. So much fun. The clothesline was incredible. So many people. Now, there was an event that I definitely want to show with you guys, and this was really cool. because these are my folks. And I was honored to be able to photograph two of my favorite congresswomen. And this is Ayanna Presley. And I have to tell you, I was able to get a selfie with her and just kind of connect a little bit. And then her family asked me to take a photo of them. And while we were there, she is, one, stunning. Two, she is so smart, so witty, so educated, so on point. She makes us proud. And it was so funny. Dr. Tachi, you want to hear something that's really funny? Maybe you don't see it, but I saw it. You guys have similar features. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, Dr. Tachi looks like Ayanna, and Ayanna looks a little bit like Dr. Tachi. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have similar mannerisms as well. I was like, oh my goodness, I got to tell Dr. Tachi. I got to let her know. I was like, oh my gosh, I see Dr. Tachi, and you'll see as I go through these pictures. And, but her passion for the people, it was priceless, priceless. The conversation. And she said, look, guys, I'm not a new kid on the block. I've been in this political game and political arena since I was 10 years old, quote unquote. I've been in this game since I was 10 years old. I am not new to the rodeo. And so this conversation, and the conversation was Jasmine Crockett. It was Ayanna, and it was Al Sharpton. And they were the guest panelists. And it was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. You could not have asked for a better panel discussion. The theme, however, was joy. How do we maintain our joy as a Black community or as people that live in this country, but mainly as Black people? How do we maintain joy on the midst of craziness? And you know what I'm gonna say, because it always points to the same direction. Community, 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 community. Right? It was excellent. Hey, DS is in the building. I see you, DS. Welcome back. Ron, DS here. I know who you are, DS. I know who you are. And let's see here. Lisa says, I saw Jasmine in a picture with Obama wearing a shirt from the collection. Everybody had their, Michelle Obama had her Oak Bluff collection, and her brother had his everyone on that day was wearing the collection. Anyway, back to this. Brian said, it was definitely great photos with Jennifer Hudson. Oh, I had the time of my life. Jennifer Hudson is a hoot. What's up, food? I see in here. I see a question here. Did you bring back any souvenirs? If so, which souvenir are you most excited about? The most exciting souvenirs I bought back were the pictures that Dr. Tachi and Hannah purchased. Those are the most beautiful pieces of works of art. I'll show you that in a little bit, but let me go back to this. So then you had, again, look at Jasmine. Isn't she beautiful? And again, so down to earth, so caring. And then after we did the photo shoot, after we did all the photos and everything, I walked up to her and said, is it possible I can have a selfie with you? And she said, absolutely. And then we were playing with the phone and she was helping and we were doing all kinds of stuff with the phone. And just down to earth, easy to talk to, but again, smart as a whip. Not one dull moment in the conversation. Not one dull moment in this panel conversation. Let me go on to the next. Let me get the name of this young lady. Hold on a second. And this was they didn't list her name here. She is the congresswoman for Colorado, the congresswoman for Colorado, and she was the moderator. And let me just pop this off. Let's see that. Okay, here we go. And but again, the whole conversation, let me just give you the title, is Fireside Chat. And Reverend Al Sharpton, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman Ayanna Presley, for an inspiring fireside chat where they explore the power of joy as a political act, cultural anchor, and driving force behind justice. Okay? And let me go to the next. Oops. Let me go back to the next one. Oh, let me go back. So these, obviously I'm taking these photos from different angles, different shots. Al Sharpton was excellent. And like I said, every one of them words. The power of their conversation brought the house down. And people were standing up, people were cheering, they were laughing, they were stopped to just have. There was a lot of thought-provoking moments. Let me see what you guys are saying. It was definitely grateful. Okay, Dewey, that's an honor. What's up, Food Plane? I see that. Oh, and Anthony says the Oak Bluffs collection is very nice, but it's not cheap. Dr. Tachi, did you get your poster yet? Nope, the poster is right here. Her poster is right here. It needs to be mailed out. And Jazzy says, you look like you had a time. It was excellent. Anthony says, Ron was hobnobbing with the creme de la creme. And Food DS says, what was the highlight for you during the entire event? This was one of them. Meeting Jasmine in person, meeting Ayanna in person was a highlight. But what was the biggest highlight was this for me, because of the conversation. I really love this subject, and I loved how everyone responded. And they would, and then not only did they share their views about how we take the Congress back, the Senate and the House of Representatives, and then also how to be victorious over the gerrymandering that's going on around the country, how to take also to think of us now working together as a community, that we're going to have to survive this new era as a community. And also they brought the point that this is not our community's first rodeo. We've been here before. It's not like Black folks don't know what hard times are like, because Black folks still go through hard times, still are dealing with racism and bigotry and all kinds of, obstacles. So what do we have to do different than we were doing before Trump took office? We need to get back to the basics, and we need to get back to supporting one another, supporting one another's businesses, supporting each other, and then helping each other get through this climate, encouraging people to vote, encouraging people to get out and make a difference. Every one of the points was also Every single person is valuable to the movement. Every person is valuable. Yeah, I think it was Ayana that said, there will be people out in the streets marching, but there's also people that need to give them water. There's people that need to, support them. There's people that need to provide shade. There's people that need to, and if someone's doing the sign, well, as someone holds the sign, there's also people that need to make the signs. Find your place in the movement and be the best at what you can bring to the table, so that we as a community, as a country, will survive this Trump era. Because everyone has to be involved. Everyone. You must bring your gift to the table. You must bring your gift to this restoration of our country. It was a powerful conversation. So this was the highlight of my conversation. I mean, of the event. And I did want this in black and white. And again, you see the pictures there. And then, just so you know, also coming up in August 28th, a couple of weeks from today, from this week, this month, I should say, August 28th, they're having what's called March on Wall Street. And Al Sharpton and the National Action Network are going to be leading that effort on Wall Street, having a protest march. And so I think I'm going to be there this one in support. But again, it was all about unity. We as a community, we must come together. We must be stronger. We are stronger together than separate. And so those were my strong points. I will talk about Tracy Ellis Ross. We'll do that tomorrow. I'll share that I'll share that information with you tomorrow. I took some great photos of Tracy. But her show that we'll be talking about tomorrow. So tomorrow normally we would do a teaching moment, a Tip Tuesday. And maybe I'll do a couple of tips in regard to this, maybe doing some of this. But here we go. The solo traveling with Tracy Ross, meticulously and ridiculously packs her mini bags and invites audiences to join her soft travels as she goes on trips to Morocco, Mexico, and Spain. She has a lot of baggage. And so that's going to be fun. We'll talk about it tomorrow and share that. Tuesday stands for Tracy. Exactly. There you go. I wish there were more than 3 episodes. Well, they also approved. She has a second season. This was the pilot season, but they, I do believe it's one of the highest rated. They had it. It was the premiere show. And then, but the main shows start August 22nd. I think August 22nd, that's what's happening. Watch it for free on Roku channel. Yes, I know. Can't wait. And it says, Lisa, it is so good. I can't wait to talk about that tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I learned so much. And she taught me just in looking at that one video of that, it's giving me all the things I need when I travel and I'm going to be sharing with you guys as I travel different places in Africa. So I'm excited to be able to share everywhere I'm going, even in the United States. So I'll be able to do that. Yes, Anthony, we got to get people off the couch. People need to be engaged. I see here, Lisa says, I really don't think he is planning to leave. We are in a pickle. And I know that we are in a pickle. No one that is planning to leave would be building a ballroom. right? And no one that's planning to leave would buy $1 billion plane. Just saying, y'all, he ain't going nowhere unless the good Lord says otherwise. Hint, hint, y'all know what I mean, right? Maybe The Simpsons is right. Maybe The Simpsons is wrong. I hope The Simpsons, I know that's a sad thing to say, but I hope The Simpsons are right. If y'all don't know about the Simpson predictions, y'all should look that one up. So those were my highlights, DS. I would say the Tracy Ellis Ross solo traveling, because I am a solo traveler, is not just for women, even though a lot of it is geared to Black women who travel solo, but it's really to anybody that travels solo. So a lot can be gained from her show, and you can learn a lot. Tomorrow is the 12th. Yes, right. See, Lisa knows about The Simpsons. Tomorrow is the 12th. Y'all need to go figure out what that is. I ain't gonna talk about it. But Lisa said that's what Hello Healing was originally supposed to be. Me doing solo traveling to heal. Really, Lisa did not know that. And Lisa has her platform called Hello Healing. Excellent. That's excellent. Excellent. Well, that's what I want to do. I want to travel the world, and I want people to be educated about parts around the world, and I want to inspire you to travel. Okay, let me give you some more photos, and then look at this. And I think that's, so there's some more sharing, more talking. Jasmine sharing here. And this is my bet. I love this shot of this Congresswoman. And so took that picture there. Again, some more on the on this particular event, and great shots here. And I love Jasmine. I think she is incredible. And then this is at the end. Usually at the end, we have all the panel people on the panel come together, and with the moderator, and we photograph them together like that. Let me get Lisa's comment off the board. And and that lady was on, she won 60. So here we go. So, and that's it. That is where we are when it comes to this part. I wanted to share that, but there's lots more to share this week. So we're gonna spend the week sharing photos. I will be sharing photos on my Instagram, but I will definitely be sharing photos on the YouTube channel. Some stuff I will not be sharing on Instagram, but I'll share on my YouTube channel. It's a little more private. And what else can we do this week? And man, wait till you see the photos. Some of the photos that I took of the event with Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson is absolutely, I mean, this is her 4th season coming up. I thought it was more. I thought she was on the air longer than 4 seasons. So she's been on. She just finished. They just finished the 3rd season, and they do season 4 come this September. So check that out. I'll put it on your calendar. And but it was a great event. I had a great time. I learned so much. It was a great a lot of speakers also not only spoke, but they gave you calls to do's, call to actions, right? Call to actions. Shirley says, looks amazing. And Shirley, Bryson says, share the photos with the link. Share the photos with the link. Okay, that's a good idea. I may have to do that. Okay. So I think we covered it. And just for you guys that are just here for the first time, let's make sure one is you join the email list, because if you join the email list, I can stay in contact with you, and it's called what's called controllable connecting. I can connect with you through email. I can control that. We do not have, when we're on social media, we don't own the data of our own data on social media, but we do own the data on our emails that we collect. So that is ours. And so we are able to connect with you, even if we get kicked off of Instagram or kicked off Facebook, any of those platforms. We have emails and we still can connect together. So get on the email list today. Okay, make sure you do that. Also, I am an event photographer. If you're interested in photographing events, I am here in town to the end of the year. So let's get you on the calendar and photograph some events this rest of the summer or for the fall and early winter. Okay, so let's do that. And that's right. I won't be here. So it'll be fall, summer and fall. So I will be here for event photography for that. And then again, a thank you to the Patreon members for being a great support for what we do here. And if you want to support, if you don't want to join the Patreon, you can do what Adrian did earlier. You can just hit that little dollar thing on the bottom logo on the YouTube channel, and you can and help that way as well. And that helps pay for StreamYard, Canva, OneDrive, all the apps you have to be online. And there are many of them. This does not just happen. So thank you, Patreon members, for supporting and helping us create content. Also, one last, Rolling Clouds is a women's owned tobacco company, and they are coming soon. So keep an ear out for Rolling Clouds if you like good cigars. Okay, and I think we have it all there. Let's go back to the videotape, and I am here. Any questions before I leave? Any questions? Because I love when you ask questions. And I see Dr. Tati says, hey, Rosemary, I see Rosemary in the building. I see her. What's going on, Rosemary? I see you. Hi, by the way, everyone. And Brian says, season 4 starts September 15th for Jennifer Hudson. And so if you're a part of this community, stay tuned. Also, I wanted to show you the picture that Dr. Tachi and Hannah bought. And let me see, it's in here. Let me see if I can find it, because it is the artwork of this year's event. So let me see if I can bring that up for you, because I thought it's beautiful. It's a beautiful poster based on the original art. The original art was there, and I think someone purchased it. And you know what we got? We got in our bag, we got cologne with the men. We got the men's cologne, and the women got other stuff. And so we had a swag bag for all the photographers and everyone that worked the event. So we had the swag bag. My swag bag is crazy. I got these eye massagers, the massager like around your eyes. So got that, and we got these water cooler tumblers for that way when you're gulping lots of water during the day. So we got those. We had 2 books. One book on leadership that was given to us. We had lots of popcorn, lots of junk food, and it was a good stuff. And but let me show you this. So you can see how beautiful this poster. And the reason why I'm also sharing, because you can also I'll have a link in here so you can go straight to his page, the artist, and you'll be able to order a print if you want to. But here it is, and you can scan the barcode also. Let me just get this on here. So this is what it looks like. And then that's the bar. Oops. My hand's in the wrong place. There we go. Can I get that right? There we go. That's the barcode if you need to scan it. And but look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This is so beautiful. And it's called Vineyard Dreaming. And it's such a beautiful piece. Anyway, Dr. Tachi, I will be sending these out today so that way you can get them. Dr. Tachi and Hannah. And isn't that great that we have a community like that? I mean, I was on live and Dr. Tachi says, I want one. Like she did last year. Last year, she got a towel and she said, oh my gosh, I love the towel. And I was like, okay, we're going to get the towel for you. And we got the towel. And with her sorority. Yeah, so celebrate her sorority. And pack with me is a great idea. I see it. Oh, love it. You knew I would have wanted that. Well, you got a bar, you got the QR code. You can always use the QR code. Rosemary says very beautiful. And he is and Thomas is such a great guy. Thomas Elias Lockhart III is the mixed media fine artist. And when you would walk, there's a gallery in Oak Bluffs, and the gallery has his work in it as well. So again, and I'll give you the barcode one more time. Barcode. Let me see. Oh, let me get it that way. You should be able to scan it. You should be able to scan this barcode. It may work. Let me know if it's working. If someone's scanning it, can you scan it from your TV? Let's see. Let me know. Let me know. Because sometimes these things don't transfer. Okay, there we go. Okay, there you go. So if you can always rewind and pause. You can pause, and but it was a good year. It was a great year. This year I would say was one of the best years for the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival. It was absolutely wonderful. It was great to be there. And so let me get myself together so I can get that to, I need to get to the post place to get that to Dr. Tachi and Hannah. So I got to get that out today so they can have their posters. And he skipped it again. What did I skip? What did I skip? What did I skip, Lisa? Lisa, did you say something? What did I skip? I thought I got everything you said over here. Dr. Tachi, he skipped it. What did I skip? What did I skip? Dr. Tachi, Lisa, the pack with me is a great idea. What is that? Lisa, the pack with me is a great idea. Okay, I must have missed something. It must have went by my screen too fast. What did Lisa say? Okay, is this it, Lisa? You should do a pack with me away from the regular show. Everyone have a drink and we help you to pack. What to keep, what to ditch. Oh, I like that idea. Okay, well, we'll have to do that as a community. We have to do a special night for just the community. Yes, right. Okay, I like that. Stunning photos as usual. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you for saying those wonderful words. Dr. Tai says your photos are stunning. Thank you. I love photographing. He said, Chris says, don't do it. Chris is in the back. Chris is just sending me your text. Don't do it, Ron. Don't do it. So, Chris is one of my advisors. And Lisa says, thanks, Ron. I feel seen. Okay, yes. Take care, everyone, says Rosemary. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful Monday. Be motivated to be involved. Motivation Monday today is be involved. Be involved in the process. Give what you can. Give what you can in anything that you want to support, whether it be voting, whether it be this community or any community you are in. Give to it. Don't just be a spectator. That's right. Communities require involvement. So get involved. Get involved financially, mentally, energy, all that good stuff. Hey, Chris is in the building. Chris, what are you doing coming into the building late as we get ready to go out? Chris Baylor's in the building. Thanks, Ron. Should give you a call now that I'm back in the States. Yes, let's talk, Chris. Let's talk. Let's get you also. Let's do an interview. Let's have a conversation live. Dr. Tice says, cheers to all. Cheers to all. Now I'm going to get my lunch. It is time to make my lunch. It is time to relax and then go back to editing. I got still lots of photos to edit to get back to the Martha's Vineyard, folks. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.